So Mary Armour, terrific having you. Mary, I know you're an LCSW with a private practice that is growing and thriving, and that's absolutely terrific. So Mary, do you want to ask me your question?
Absolutely. Recently, I relocated my practice to a new area. So I'm still working with some of my clients remotely. In this new area, I've been approached. There are a couple of clients, new clients, who didn't do well remotely at all. They felt too isolated. They found that they they weren't connecting to their group at
Mm.
all, so they left the group. And I'm going to do the intake with them in person, and I'm finding my way to some kind of a hybrid model at this point. I want to know what your thoughts are on how to keep myself safe and them safe, and what happens switching back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely, Mary. I think that's a terrific question. And I think the fact that you're able to do that and be hybrid, I think is so important and so useful, right? If you can do it, I recommend that people do it. Some people aren't comfortable with it or just don't want to do it, or it's just not the right time for them to do it. But the fact that you're comfortable doing it and that you can do it, I think is a great thing. In terms of keeping safe, there's a couple of things that I would really keep in mind. One is a HEPA filter, right? So like having a HEPA filter running at all times in the office, changing the filter on a regular basis. I'm not sure the frequency, but obviously you can like look that up. The second one is to make sure that there's good ventilation, right? So the filter is there, but I would also try to add in ventilation, whether it's making sure that the ventilation is on within the building, opening a window, whatever it is that you need to do. And obviously you're not gonna, freeze your client out on cold days or anything,
Yeah.
but just a little something to make sure that there's some air flowing if possible. And then, um, consider things like vaccination status and whether or not you're vaccinated. And obviously, I don't want you to talk about that here because it's a personal choice, but like,
Yeah.
for some therapists, that might be really important to do and to make sure that they're fully vaccinated before they start seeing clients in person. And there's always the option of you can decide that you want to have clients wear a mask if you decide to do that for whatever reason, or you wear a mask and both ensure you're sitting at least 6 feet apart from each other, or maybe a little bit more. So I feel like there are some really good ways to do the in person work and feel safe, right? Another thing I'm thinking about is like considering how many days do you want to do the in person each week versus virtual. And if you're feeling uncomfortable, maybe start out with 1 day a week and see how that goes for a few weeks. Then consider adding a second. Does that make sense?
It does, and that was really helpful. It reminded me that the size of the office was what initiated, making me comfortable. I'm able to
Mhm.
open a window. I have all of those things, and I will put masks in the waiting room.
Okay, terrific. Absolutely
Yeah.
terrific, Mary. So have a great day.
Thank you so much, Mira. Good to see you as
You're
always.
welcome.